Alyosha.
And I'm Nick.
We moved from Kansas
To Mexico.
We are sharing our journey with you.
We hope you enjoy.
May God bless you.
Que Dios te bendiga.
Hola.
Hola.
We've had a lot going on this past week. And Nick has been working on vehicles, which we don't have videos on that right now.
Yep, I had 5 cars this week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been 4 cars, but I did 2 different jobs on 2 different days.
Yeah. And then lots of studying going on for Spanish school. And on Thursday we had our 3rd test for level 3.
So all we have left is our 4th test and our final. And that's all not this week, but next week.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we're headed back to the States for a while. So I'm excited to see family and friends. Not really excited to be there.
We want to bring our family and friends here.
Yeah. So family, friends, if you're watching, just come down here and we don't have to be there.
On Monday we get our grammar test back. We don't know.
I wish we would have gotten it back.
Yeah. We're kind of anxious to see what our score is. So, but our verbs and our vocab was pretty good. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about some of this in our live, so.
Yeah. Friday we left and went on a field trip, overnight field trip, that is. And
it was good.
It was good.
We went to Pluma, Hidalgo. And they are known for their coffee up there. They have world famous coffee up there.
Yeah. First, though, we made a stop on the way there.
Oh, I forgot about the stop on the way there. We stopped and saw how they make pottery here. Mm-hmm. We have videos of the kiln and where they get their clay from.
Yeah.
They actually harvest the clay there in the mountains. It's 100% natural clay. And they cut it out in these blocks, and it's actually hard at the time that they get it. And then they have a process of soaking it in water and making it actual workable clay again. It's pretty cool. So they have the natural clay. They do a few different kinds of things there. They will take that clay and mold it, or they will make it very liquidy, and they can pour it into molds, and they'll pour several times. So as it dries, it will refill the molds and then dries a layer, that thick. And then they dump out all the wet and let that dry for, a few hours. They can flip that mold over, and those little glasses is what they showed us. But they had plates and all kinds of things that they make with that exact same process. And then they have 2 kilns. They go fire it in the lower temperature kiln, and then they let it dry, and then they glaze it, do whatever kind of finishing work they're going to do to it, and then they fire it in the higher temperature kiln. And then they had a whole showroom full of all kinds of things. They actually had a few ancient artifacts that I guess they found in that area inside the showroom as well. And that was pretty cool. It's just old pottery. Mm-hmm. And when I say old, a lot of the artifacts that are from the 15 and 1600s. So we're talking 400 or 500 years old. So it's very interesting stuff around here.
Yeah, very cool. So.
And then we went up to Finca Don Gabriel. It's our motel on top of a mountain up there.
It was beautiful. When we got there, we saw this amazing view. Just amazing. And
you can see from the mountaintop all the way past the cities out to the ocean.
Yeah, you could see that. But the video definitely does not do it justice.
No.
So, but you walk up and you walk by their little restaurant. They have a restaurant area and a little museum area as well. And then you walk past that, and that's where our rooms were. And our rooms were like king size, and mountain view from our bed, and there's a hammock out there, and just gorgeous. And then from there, you can cross the parking lot and you go down to the little hobbit houses. That's what we called it.
Yeah.
And they're just little one room type of.
They're like pods
things.
on
Yeah.
stilts strapped to the side of the mountain, which sounds a little sketchy and scary, but they were cool.
Very cool looking. So yeah, just one room, one bathroom, that's it. And they had a mountain view as well. I don't think it was as beautiful as ours, the view was, but, and then there were places to walk, and there was this little walkway that was kind of neat. It had the name Pluma Hidalgo, and you can stand out there and just kind of see the view. They had a swimming pool, not quite a swimming pool, kind of a wading pool, lounging pool.
Yeah, they actually had lounge seats
built in
into the pool.
And then there was a playground, which was kind of neat. And there was a fire pit area, and it was pretty cool.
They had a rock climbing wall, just a little short rock climbing wall for kids, where they actually drilled holes through real rocks. It wasn't those little plastic things that they use in the States. They drilled holes through real rocks and used that for
exactly.
So.
One thing I just love about down here is it's not man-made. They use actual natural things, and so it's so cool. I love it. And so we got there and we waited for the other people to show up. They showed up, and then it was time to kind of start getting ready for our excursion that we had. And it was pretty interesting.
Did not go as planned.
All right, we're all loaded up in the back of the truck. Oh gosh, here. Okay, I'm gonna kind of. Hey!
Hey vlog.
Hi vlog. We're riding like Mexicans.
We need that rack. That rack actually would be helpful right now.
It used to be legal in the States. Now it's not. No.
In the country it is if you don't get caught.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't get caught.
You don't get caught in the country.
They were going to take us out to a waterfall. They did take us out to a waterfall. It just took us a while to get there. So. We drove down one of the two roads, or one end of the two, to get there. And we got about halfway there and ran into a spot where they had just dumped fresh concrete. There were no signs further up the mountain that said, hey, the road is closed. Nothing. They just blocked it off right there and had fresh concrete in the ground.
Okay, so we all hopped out of the truck
That was something else.
so that they can get turned around.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna go swimming.
Here we go, let's watch.
And so we ended up having to turn around this big long truck that we were riding in. It's probably a 22-foot truck or so. It's a big truck and on a small
Very long.
road. So
Largo.
we got him backed up and turned around, and it took a while.
All right, we're back. Going in the truck. And we have a personal tour guide now. Yeah.
So we went around the mountain and up and over to it was a sketchy road.
All right. So we got stuck again, in a sense. I don't know.
We weren't ready yet.
Hi, Sam. What you done to keep Prairie Force?
You just got to know Nick real well.
No, I was a knee.
That was creepy. He like went right in here.
I thought I was going out the back.
I know.
Well, the guy that was right there, that I guess he lived right there.
Yeah, he had a
A little
moto taxi.
Yeah.
One of the little three-wheeled trike taxis, and he was like, "Oh, I'll show you the other way to get there." And so I think they paid him a little bit of money to take us around the mountain and up through the other pass, and took us right through a coffee plantation that was there, and all the way to the waterfall, which was gorgeous.
Very. Oh man, it was just amazing.
I'm sure there'll be some photo or video right about here.
Oh no, it's going as we're talking. That's So. But everybody got out of the truck and we went and explored the water. We were told that the water was going to be about ankle deep.
It was waist deep or more.
It was lovely and it felt so good. Although I guess Nick thought it was too cold.
I took off my shoes and took all the stuff out of my pocket, and I'm like, I'm going to swim. And then I stepped in about 10 feet and I went, I think that's good enough for me. And I turned back around because it was cold. But
Everybody,
it's a mountain waterfall. I mean,
yeah,
it's probably a little chilly.
But everybody enjoyed it. They were having so much fun swimming around in it, getting under the waterfall, and it was perfect. And even on the other side, the view over there was beautiful too, with a little bit of water trickling down and everything. So, yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed it. I could have stayed there a whole day just admiring the nature.
Wandering around the road and stuff.
Yeah, just loved it. So then we headed back, and I actually rode up front in the cab at that time because a couple of people went in the moto taxi. So I went up front, but
I was hanging off the tailgate.
yeah,
I was so coated in dust by the time we were done there.
it was dusty.
I shook my shirt and then just a cloud comes off, and my feet and legs and I had dust everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we went back, everybody took showers and got ready for our next excursion, basically our dinner and then the bridge. And so after we got cleaned up, we went to the center of town and we walked around there. That was kind of neat. I really enjoyed that and got to see the little shops that they had and, what food they had and everything. So,
yeah.
Anything you want to add on that?
It was good food. And then we went out to find the bridge. We didn't even know what they were talking about. They just kept talking about this bridge. And so he said, yeah, let's go.
So there is a bridge. He just walked there. And we're going to walk to it.
We got down there, and it's actually a bridge you pay to walk across, but it's a suspension bridge that hangs over kind of a deep valley.
And it's lit up at night.
Yeah, it's lit up, and it was very dark out there, except for the lights. But it was pretty late at night, so we paid 70 pesos a piece, I think, to get across. It was about $3.50 US dollars.
Yeah. So we walked across.
It was sketchy at best.
It was like
it was
back
gorgeous.
and forth.
You start walking, and several people start walking at the same time, and you step back and forth just a little bit. Well, the bridge will start going back and forth, and the more it goes back and forth, the more people kind of get in step to balance themselves. And once you start doing that, it gets It was a lot. It was scarier than I expected it to be.
You were scared?
Oh, I wasn't that scared, but it was definitely scarier than I expected it to be.
That's funny.
So.
Yeah, it was hard for me because I was filming and trying to hold on. That was hard. On the way back, I was fine. I wasn't filming on the way back.
Yeah.
So,
but it was an experience.
Yeah. And then we went back and it was time for bed. We were tired.
It was a long past time for bed.
Yeah. So the next morning, we woke up and oh my goodness, I got out of bed and I took so many photos of the sunrise. It was gorgeous. I laid in the hammock, read my Bible, and I don't know. I could have done that like every morning if I could
It
have.
was nice. From our room, you could see the sunrise from our bed.
It was lovely, so lovely. So, but then we got up and we got around, loaded up our vehicle, and headed back into the center of town again. And there weren't a lot of things open yet. Guess they started opening up around 8 o'clock. But from there, we waited until the moto taxis came, and we all hopped in 3 to a moto taxi, and they took us on up the mountain to the coffee bean plantation.
So, the plantation we went to was Cafe Pluma Oro del Sur.
Sur. Oh. SUR.
It's coffee, flower, or of the South. I don't know roughly how it translates. I don't know exactly.
It was really neat. So
Yeah.
at first we split up into 2 different groups because we were such a big group, and we stayed back for almuerzo time.
Yep, they fed us chicken and rice and coffee and
Fruit.
coffee, fruit.
And Jamaica.
Oh, yeah, the Jamaica. I heard about the Jamaica.
Yeah. And then they had a lot of things for sale in there.
Yep.
So
We picked up a few things before we left, some chocolate and real Mexican vanilla, and of course some coffee beans.
yeah.
Which we'll take back to the States with us, I think.
Yeah.
But we started out when we went down, we walked down to where they actually have their plants and everything, and he stopped on the side of the mountain and hung his feet off this
Yeah.
mountain like this. They've got coffee plants all the way down. It's quite a ways, very steep. I don't know if the video will do justice to how steep it actually is, but yeah, he hung his feet off the side of this mountain and was showing us how they just pull all of the coffee beans. They pull by hand, and they throw them in a basket that's strapped to them, and then we walk down to their sorting area where they will actually clean the beans or clean the berries that have the beans inside. I don't know if you know how coffee is made, but it's actually a berry with the bean is actually inside of the berry. So you float all of that in water, and all of the ones that float get taken out, and that's second class quality coffee. And then they'll still sell that, but it's not the name brand coffee. The other stuff is for name brand fancy coffees. But then they run all of that through a hand cranked separator. It is all done by hand, where they can separate the bean from the pulp. And
Nick got to try it out.
Yep. A few of us
Yeah.
are in that machine. They were talking about how the lifespan of coffee trees, coffee bushes, whatever they actually are called, is about 70 years, and then they have to kind of pull them out and grow new ones. So they've got a constant rotation of fresh new trees.
Yeah, so they have the little plants of the trees underneath growing.
Yep.
Then they showed us another area where they had the mulch. They were making mulch.
And the mulch actually comes from both the pulp that is the berry, and also when you later they show the outer shell of the coffee bean itself. After 10 days of drying, you can actually break the shell off the outside of the coffee bean, and they use that for the mulch as well.
Fermento.
Okay. When ferment, 2
Dos
days.
días, dos noches.
Two days, 2 nights. And after they want wash.
Se lava con agua
Wash with the water.
4 veces
Four times.
hasta que quede limpio. Y de
Until
ahí se va al
it's
patio
clean,
donde lo
and they
secamos.
take the patio where they dry.
Ahorita vamos a ir al patio para que vean dónde lo
Now we're
secamos.
going to go to the patio where you can see how dry. How they dry. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So then he took us back up.
Yeah, we went back
And then-
upstairs. After the coffee gets washed 3 different times,
Oh, yeah.
they take it
2
and
days.
over a matter of 2 days. Then they take it
then-
up to a drying patio. It's just a big cement slab, and they just scatter the beans across the patio, and it dries there for 10 days. And they stir it every 2 hours, every day, all day. At night, they actually have to pick it all up, put it back in baskets, and put it inside. I don't know if the wild animals come and eat it or what, but overnight they don't want it out there. Or maybe it's just the moist air at night that is a problem, but they pick it up every day, and then every day they go put it back out, and then every 2 hours all day long they are rotating the coffee. So it's drying evenly all the way around.
And then we all got to get out there and work.
Free labor.
Yeah.
Technically, we paid them for the tour, and they used us for free labor.
Yes. So
But it was fun.
it was. It was fun. We really enjoyed it.
But then after it dries for 10 days, then they take it down and run it through the machine that peels off the real thin outer shell of the coffee bean. Run all of the coffee through this machine that actually just, I don't know what it does, if it tumbles it or what it does, but it takes the peel off and shoots it out the side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have big bags full of coffee from there that they take upstairs, and at that point, I guess it can sit there for quite a while until they decide to roast it, and they have a roasting machine that's there.
They
And
Pour it in, and it goes down, heats up.
they were fresh roasting it
Yeah.
for us. We had 2 bags that they roasted that day.
Mhm.
I mean, we sat there and waited while they were roasting our coffee. So I
Yeah.
don't drink coffee. It smells good. I just don't think anything that smells that good should taste so terrible. And I get a lot of hate for that down here. Everybody loves coffee here. So,
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, there were lots of huge bags of coffee there, so it was kind of neat. It was a really cool experience, and I don't know, it was neat to learn about it.
yep, I didn't know how labor intensive coffee was.
Yeah.
As prolific as coffee seems to be, there's 100 different brands of coffee and they're everywhere. I didn't figure it was probably that difficult. But
Mhm.
there's a lot to it. So
Yeah. So then we left from there, and we went back on the moto taxi, and we went back to the center of town and just kind of wrapped it up from there, and then headed back home. So
it was kind of a long drive.
it was.
I'm still
yeah.
tired. That was yesterday.
Yeah. All right, we are gonna hop off here, and we hope you all have a beautiful day wherever you are, whatever time it is, and may God bless you.
Adios.
Adios.
I got peace and I've got love. Okay, you just gotta let us work up to this part. Okay.
Then this is where we cut and pick back up again.
Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Stay.
Maybe it was a worship song for that part right there.
Things I've got.
I need you, God.